And we're back live. Isn't this exciting? Twice in one day. We're doing some gold Arishan conquests. And actually, let's go to the tried and true Apocalypse avatar. We've got 11 tickets to go through in the next couple of days. It's actually workable. A lot of times by this time, I have more than that, and it feels very stressful because the conversion rate is so bad. So, quote-unquote, only having 11, not too shabby. That said, my hand in this game, so far, pretty bad. Let's see, I didn't even check. My opponent actually not running. Does that benefit me? Not running Airship. I actually do not know how floating mana with Oscorp Tower works. We'll test this. It doesn't matter. I really don't want to play Shang-Chi. So I'm so curious if my Sunspot gets the mana or not. What do we think? He does. He does. We learned something new here today. Let's see. I think Black Panther's probably better. Legion shenanigans. I guess I will be spending most of my mana, so there is a little bit of an argument to Clintaring. But I think we just Black Panther and shit.
Wakanda forever!
I don't know. I guess my opponent might be running some kind of high evo situation. I really don't know what all this means. We'll see. I feel like I'm broadly ahead. I might even want to... Maybe could have snapped there. Now I'm in Boomer Snap territory. Who wants to be that guy? Okay, well, I can get bigger. Doesn't seem overly likely that my opponent... I'm Boomer Snapping. I'll take my extra bit of cube here. And then 4 mana over the top of Oscorp. Yeah, this is the best. Probably coulda, shoulda snapped the turn before. Probably coulda, shoulda not snapped it all that turn. But I can't imagine he's gonna stay if he loses to a single big beat middle. That's fine. But to answer my own question, we're definitely doing hot evo. I have not yet seen Fastos in that list. But here we are. I could do some kind of... If he doesn't have Sunspot, I think there's a real argument to me storming here. That said, he can get Cyclops down in a kind of a scary way. I kind of like Stormin here.
Wind.
Drax can put up some
my
numbers.
hand.
Oh, he drew the sunspot? Well, we don't like that. We don't like that at all. Well, we can just... Well, I was going to say we could turn off our own flooding, but then we fill up anyway. So, a bit of a bummer there. We're kind of just doing a little bit of a Hail Mary here. This is probably already a retreat if my opponent puts down almost any 3-drop. Oh, well, seems unlikely he's going to be able to float that much mana. So maybe we are in an okay spot. Snapworthy? Absolutely not. But we don't hate being 11 points ahead in the flooded location. White Widow and Clintar is a fun trick. I can now no longer get big enough there. I can no longer fill that up to turn off the symbiote. The symbiote is simply permanently small. I like this. I like this. Was it A-bomb? I don't know how my opponent... I don't know how my opponent gets 4 cards there, but that'll do it. And that also allows him to maybe do some... get big enough for flooded. Next turn is the last turn. I think Arisham Right is the play. Tragically, just a little bit of floats, excuse me, gets him where he needs to be and flooded, and suddenly, any floating cooks me. Middle. Now, it seems unlikely that he's going to be able to get big enough right, although certainly with that snap he could have Hulk, She-Hulk, and lots of ways that I lose there, and we can easily get out for 1 cube. That's totally fun. That said, I do not like broadly playing against High Evo. High Evo Arisham bad enough, but just High Evo Naked High Evo is not a great opponent. Having Legion can turn off the last location. That is, of course, really helpful, but Loki does not do a ton of a lot. Nakia... I don't think Nakia... There's an argument to Nakia, but I'm not going to do it. Board space is precious, and I'm about to Loki this hand away. Lokiing in High Evo is... sometimes, or even frequently, not the correct move, but my hand is kinda garbage. And my opponent not feeling great about their hand. Probably. What does my opponent do on turn 3 that we hate? I don't think there's anything I could do that kills me here, other than maybe playing White Widow, which I would want that thing destroyed anyway. So we're gonna Loki right. don't think that we hate winning or even losing here. No, White Widow, kind of compelling there. I also sort of forgot that Hollow was on the next turn, not this turn. I like this. We have filled him up. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. They'd love to draw Legion to turn off... oh, what's it called? The potential magic Limbo. Limbo is the word I'm looking for. Don't know if it's a little copium. I kind of like Quinjet and Chill here. Don't love putting an extra 3 cubic zirconias in my deck. Is that a magic? A ball. Okay, so this is the last turn of the game. Got myself a completely free... Oh, that's nice. Boomer Snap? I think we Boomer Snap here. I don't think they can beat Giganto... She-Hulk... Magic Misty. That seems hard for them to beat. Ah, Boomer Snaps! Every time. They retreat every time. That was a... impossible snap for me to make earlier. And I could have just not snapped. People like to stay. And I was taking advantage of the fact that maybe my opponent just wanted to tough it out. Okay. Opponent does not have Sunspot or Misty. That's cool. Do we once again Storm here? Shit. Don't want you to play cards there, man. I probably could have Stormed right. I just wanted to stay ahead. What is this? What is this? Same exact... You weren't holding that, I don't think. I'm so confused. Well, I'm putting the Loki down. Well, or do I want to put the Loki down? Because I've got a pretty good next several turns here. And maybe I just want to throw Flooding. I think maybe this is the play, honestly. And then if that's Cyclops, we just have to win the other 2 lanes. Okay, well, there's a shot at us. I think we can do this. What is he playing for 4? Is that an abomination? I don't know what's going down here. Magic, okay. He's got 1 card in his hand. And we have to assume that he's going to be able to get big enough left, and I have to win Monster Metropolis. I have to, win the other 2. Can I get 12 power mid? I definitely can do that. And that's actually not 12 power, just to play a bunch of cards. Alright, this is maybe even a snap. I do not know if this deck runs Shang-Chi, but I'm about to get pretty large and in charge over here. I'm doing it. I'm snapping. I think that I can cook him here. I think I can expend not a ton of resources and win these other 2 lanes. He's got to be doing some floating. I've got 2 turns to do it. That's a bunch of power. Oh, and I can't... Well, this is compelling. I could turn off... I could turn off Limbo, however, he probably just wins. I guess maybe this is the play.
Opponent snapped.
And then next turn, some kind of Proxima. We'll see. It's a shame I know he's floating and I'm not going to be able to get big enough. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not just adding... power because of the Blue Marvel, as well as... So I think I'm expecting a full float here, or maybe he's got Shang-Chi, but this is now bigger than he can get in Limbo. And I'm just going to assume that this... or hope that this is enough. I do not know how discounted his Abomination was, and so how much he floated, and so how cheap a She-Hulk is. I don't think he can do She-Hulk regular Hulk. But I'm done with this game. I am prepared to just put it in the hands of fate. I've got Blue Marvel here. Shang-Chi cooks me pretty good, but I don't know if this deck runs Shang-Chi. Oh, now it's big enough. Oh, he must have had that in his hand the whole game. Sense. Yeah, I probably wasn't in a position to win that in most circumstances. That's fine. Oh, could I just conceded? Whoops. I'm quite done with this game. Could beat him 4 in a row. I don't want to bother with it. So we'll just call it good.
Escaped.
Fist bump my opponent. I did not like their first emote. But I guess that was Cyclops, so that was kind of appropriate. Now we keep it going. Just the not playing Sunspot on 1 and then drawing it on 2 and then playing it on the lane that I stormed twice. A bunch of nonsense. Well, this hand is a little trash. A little trashy trash, as they say. Bast actually is probably plus power because I do not intend to ever have a Tuma down. However, nope, you can just have that. My hand is bad enough that it says my opponent is playing.
Escaped.
Arshan. Good to know. I wonder what makes my opponent snap in turn 1 with Arshan in that situation. Iron Fist, likely to... Yeah, now I've got Blackstone, but I've got no follow-up to that. Just none. Sure would love a 3 or 4 drop that is attractive. Neither of those things. I could do a bluff snap here, but even then, I could do this. We'll do that. And then if I don't have priority, going into the end, I have not wasted this tons of mana this turn. And I actually don't know Iron Fist works in Dark Dimension. I guess, yeah, that's... Ah, well. Kind of like this Blobbin. Or Giganto? I think probably Giganto's the play here. And once again, my opponent doing the high Evo flavor. What do I want to do here? I want to deny him the mana. It's not about getting the mana from me. And then the other trick here is again... So he played it with his 6 mana. See, I would love to throw priority here. Maybe this. Well, he threw priority pretty good there. I don't know if I snap here. My opponent played a full double 6 mana thing to the right, to the mid. It seems not terribly likely that my blob will be able to hang tough. The only I'm definitely gonna play Thing and Jessica Jones. The question is, do they go? Does one of them go left? Kind of like this, and I kind of like not snapping. It's an absolute argument to put Thing or Jessica Jones left, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, they have, would really have preferred to go back in time. Well, would that have been enough? Probably not. Oh, look at that! Whoa! The old Orca Arnim Zola line. What the hell? Incredible plays. I would have stayed for a snap there. Didn't see big card Arnim Zola, big random Arisham Arnim Zola. Absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It's a hell of a sequence. Here's my high evo. Opponent thinks he's so special. This high evo? Absolutely not. Played a 1 or 2 over there. Sure. Do Hero Hercules over on the right. Why not? My opponent with a casual Silk Craven combo. What the hell is going on here? If I'm him, I snap that. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Escaped.
I also have a bit of a trash hand. Yeah, I don't like playing against Arisham, and I like playing against High Evo. Arisham even less. Five energy this turn. Okay, what are we doing? I don't have enough mana for everything. Excuse me, by everything, I mean even 2 things. I kind of like White Queen and probably grabbing a big ol' Hulk and start floating. Arisham more mana efficient. I just want this. His highest cost card is Red Guardian. Well, I like that I did that, I guess. I am sacrificing a little competitive shot at White Hot Room, but I would like to turn off his Collector, which we are doing. Great, glad my opponent is not fighting for White Hot Room. Opponent gets a juicy Arisham. What do I get? Mockingbird. Love it. We could do something saucy like Rogue Sunspot to try and sneak White Hot Room. I think that this is just the play. That's gonna fill up my hand. Ugh. So if I do this, Mockingbird goes down to 2 cost. No, I think we just Nick Fury. Nick Fury Blink is pretty cool. What does my opponent do? I guess maximum value Cyclops. It is what it is. Red Hulk into my opponent's. I'm gonna snap on this. Oh, aggressive. I don't know what that means. You know, like a Professor X. Has he got to move his Nocturne and Professor X? I'm not overly worried about it. I'm working towards White Hot Room. I'm gonna get a 5 or bigger drop from the Blink Nick Fury business. I see. Blob, pretty good as far as all these things go. We'll go ahead and do this. I will take a White Hot Room. I'll have a bunch of mana. The thing that we want to steal is Mobius. But we actually don't hate missing because I'm going to be able to grow the Sunspot. That blink was pretty huge. Mobius, one time. Yes! That's huge. I now have tons and tons of power, options, etc. So a couple things here. My opponent could Shang-Chi middle. That takes me down to 7. But then he doesn't add any power, so he would need to move over Nocturne.
Victory.
I was leaning towards Mockingbird's Scar and then floating a ton of Sunspot mana, and I don't see how he gets that big. But with his own US agent down. Me roguing that Mobius is what won me that game. I don't think I would have been. I mean, I may be able to edge out a win, but the kind of stumble into it with any line that I ended up with. Yeah, do a little yellow jacket down there. This isn't a snap, but, you know, kind of feels pretty good. So my opponent, I'm guessing they're not running Loki. I don't know what all they kind of cut for the various tech stuff. I don't like that they have Mobius. It's a high Evo Arisham list with Mobius really truly feels like just built to beat my deck. I don't think that there's a ton. So this feels like he's going to play Mobius, and I don't hate that because I can just Enchantress it next turn. But that's what that snap feels like to me. A little Mobius in the left lane. Yep. And while unfortunate for a single turn, we're going to just turn that off and be okay. Well, I mean, like, sure, now that I look at things, I do not know how much I really care about cost reduction. But we'll turn off his Mobius anyway. Enchantress. So he's got himself a beast. Yeah, he thought he was so cute with that that wave. I think the most mana efficient thing is a Khazar Black Swan. But I don't know if that's going to be able to beat whatever monster he's about to place in the right lane. Didn't see that coming. Is this a Nocturne to be able to move it over to turn Vault off? Okay. I think that Mobius remains dead. I actually don't know how that works. If Shang-Chi... Sorry, whenever he beasts and picks up a Mobius, if that actually turns that stuff off. If it remains off. In any case, I actually kind of am over the cost reduction. I do not have any big old beasts left. So let's just go ahead and do this. He's got a discounted Mobius, and he's got a discounted Shang-Chi. And I have priority. He might think I'm about to play, because this is the last turn. Oh, wow, that's a bunch of cards. Okay, so Mobius still turned off, and hopefully this is Shang-Chi. Sunspot. Well, I don't think that's going to get big enough, buddy. He does have Shang-Chi. We must be aware. Kind of like this. Kind of like this. Well, it's a bunch of cards. I don't like it so much anymore. Well, he's picking up Beast. That's... I don't know about that, buddy. Yep. I knew you had that. Get out of here.
Victory.
That feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, get the quantum tunnel going. I don't even know if trying to get Yondu twice is correct. That just improves their curve. Well, I guess they don't have Orisham. I just mentally assume, of course, they're playing Orisham, but of course they're not. Of course they're not. Sunspot into Shang-Chi. Great to see you gone. We'll kill their Sunspot. There's a Morbius. Perfect. Perfect card. That's actually a surprisingly good thing. And we know that their Shang-Chi is gone. I'm going to snap that. And the reason is because my my casual 4/17 Infinite going down in Baxter Building was probably going to remain unmolested. Okay, so my opponent has Sunspot and Shang-Chi. That doesn't tell us a whole lot about them. Perhaps a naive situation. And if it is a high Evo situation, they probably are running magic, which is a thing that messes with Nexus. So we'll see what we got. What'll it be? White Widow? Again, we do not know what all this means. Well, Deathlock sounds pretty good there. Get out of here. know if High Evo decks run White Widow. I don't know what this list means. White Widow and Shang-Chi are just in most decks anyway. This could be a clog. I just haven't seen anything. Armor? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I guess we'll know right away if he's turning off Nexus. This might be it here, if it's a magic. I really don't know what this list means. Okay. Seems like a High Evo deck to me. And if it's not magic this turn... it ain't happening. This is ill-advised. Probably. But because he has armor down, and I just kind of like getting things out of his hand rather than messing around here. Because I'm not going to be able to deal... Oh, there's the Shang-Chi. Nice try. We do know that my man has... Enchantress. Okay, good to know. My man has Shang-Chi in his... I guess this is the most power. Boomer Snap? Oh, Boomer Snap. And this could read to him like, oh, I took out your big cards and you're not going to be able to turn off Nexus. Rather than I'm going to be able to get like 11 extra power here. Yeah, I, nominally don't Boomer Snap in that situation. However, he might interpret that as my inability to get a ton of power down, / happy that I took his Hulk, and he might interpret that information wrong and stay in lows. That said, these sudden influx of High Evo decks makes me a little sad. Don't love it. Heimdall, again, welcome to the party. Casual Sabertooth on turn 2, Heimdall on turn 3 to move the Sabertooth to Whitehaunt Room. As is tradition. Does that help things? Does that hurt? I think that hurts him more than it hurts me. This is a question. This snap, I mean, I got hurt, but he doesn't like that. His Hulk got very small. His other big cards got very small. And he doesn't know what the hell's in my hand. I like my snap there, and I like that his retreat happened. Hey, Quicksilver, welcome to the party. Normally don't love playing Quicksilver on turn 1, but my hand's getting a little overstuffed. And I've got Loki, but, Loki doesn't do great into High Evo Arishem. It does even worse into Naked High Evo, so we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to Loki on 4 or not. I might not. Aware that my opponent has White Widow and I need Quinjet. Yeah, I'm happy that I played Quinjet where I played it. So I could do Loki here. I don't like it though. I like Coulson more. You don't love a White Widow there, but what can you do? This is pretty risky. This is just as much power, so let's just do that. Almost just as much power. And I don't think they have any other way to clog. We'll see if that remains to be true. I might just really have to call it a day on that lane.
Opponent snapped.
So a little bit of hopium here has them playing what is the word I'm looking for? Has them playing magic on the left lane. And then next turn I can Legion miniaturized lab and just win the game. So kind of like that. I'm going to stay for 2, but we'll absolutely get out of here depending on how this goes. Magic left?
It's
Big.
clobbering time.
Okay, so that's a bummer. Certainly can't get 18 power in a card on the left. He has priority. So, you know, stranger things have won than this right here. And if he does just a colossal Hulk middle... I mean, do I stay for 4 here? I mean, I think I'm in a good spot. I think it takes real balls to just put a Hulk middle, and I think I beat a lot of things with playing the right lane. Okay. Get out of my game. Zap!
Victory.
Take it easy, opponent. I appreciate you leaving. I do not like playing against Taivo. Feels bad. Feels good that you left. Feels bad playing against Taivo. Crispy Creamer. Are they doing Arashim? Feels like it. Yep. Based on absolutely nothing. You know that Krispy Kremer's playing Arsham. I really don't know how I feel about Valentina on this list. It's just all over the place. I've loved it. I've hated it. Let's go. Sandman, fine. We'll do a little Falcon, sure.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Captain America? How do I bother stealing that? Do I care? Captain America is now the other ongoing cards here. I guess we can do something like this.
The
Be
mystery.
a little less mana efficient about it and just call it here. Happy to... Well, now we got Blob Mystique. That's fun. Actually, maybe there's an argument to not killing that. I didn't have a ton of efficient use of my mana. So how do we want to do this? I guess probably... My opponent had Shang-Chi, I'm just cooked. I don't know, the world in which we live right now. plays it. Oh, I bet you my opponent's playing Shang-Chi right there. I wonder if this is by any chance enough to win, if that's Shang-Chi. I'm guessing it isn't.
Assemble.
Yeah, goodbye, Blob. Ah! Almost. Oh, it was enough! Yes! Yes!
Victory.
He found the line! Holy crap. Look at that board. The Living Tribunal into Blob, who is killed, but not before Mystique, and then taking a Captain America to just put us over the top. Oh, chef's kiss. Quinjet into Moon Girl. Into Loki. This is maybe even a snap.
Gotta run, hun.
Goodbye, Black Cat. Yeah, we're gonna snap here. I don't know if I'm gonna Loki or if I'm going to double Blob. Double Blob is compelling because I've got a bunch of threats in all 3 lanes. Oh, magic, you say? She's about to juice this up. Well, Loki here is real tempting. There's a real argument to not do this, but I'm going to do it. Okay, I think we're happy that we did that.
It's clobbering time.
I don't love showing my Darkhawk. You know what I can do? Is expose one Enchantress, and then my opponent thinks that they're good. That said, maybe I want to actually literally hold. I think we play nothing. Oh, no. Agatha wants to do these things. Agatha shall do these things. Shang-Chi hits nothing. Darkhawk, very good. Agatha's covered herself. I'm in a pretty good spot here, honestly. Already snapped. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Wonder if my opponent can peg... I mean, that's a very strange sequence of events. I wonder if my opponent can tell that there's an Agatha under there.
There's no strings on me.
Yeah, this should be enough. Is this a casserole, even? ladies and gentlemen, as they say, casserole.
Victory.
Feels bad to lose to an Agatha, particularly one that did a whole bunch of nonsense moves and had the Shang-Chi whip. I guess that's maybe even why they stayed in. So Rogue and Shang-Chi and Blob are 3 cool cards to have. And it is good to know that they can't do anything on Isle of Silence, so that opens up some options here. Reduces their options, therefore, yes and yes. Invisible Woman, we don't love that. You know what I think we have to do is steal their Invisible Woman.
It's clobbering time.
I would love to have been able to hang on to that. But I can't let them have that. We'll do one of these, Dr. Octopus, hoping to pull their Darkhawk and a bunch of mess. Oh, take the Rogue right back. That's so fun. Well, they have 3 cards in their hand. It's all coming down to Isle of Silence. And you know what? If Shang-Chi comes down, that's great, because then my Dr. Octopus is going to come back with Valley of the Hand. Mysterio, Blob, Short, Hazmat. Alright, so I have been able to... I've got the left lane. I don't want to do that there, because then this Blob comes back. The question is... Actually, I guess I just play Blob. Playing Blob is what I want to do. And he's playing the board, as it were. I think this is a
Snap.
Woo! Woo!
Victory.
Yeah, I'm overthinking it a little bit, I think. It's good to keep getting Rogue. Makari, can I ask you to just head over to Sanctum Sanctorum? Is that a thing that you will do for me right now? Okay, no. Nice try. You did your best. Well, I guess I don't hate Asgard. Play nothing. I think we continue to have to do nothing. Do I have a way with my deck to get over to Asgard? Sorry, Sanctum. Let's do this. What do we get from you? Enchantress doesn't matter. Enchantress doesn't matter. Big Blob, he says. And Quinjet. Okay, okay. I wonder if there's any way I can get up on points. Like, drawing a Shang-Chi here is okay. I almost want to not play the Thor. Thor is just unnecessary and clogs up my deck with an extra card that I don't need or want. Snapping here is... I'm going to do it. It puts him to a decision. And I don't think he's got a way to get over. Ah.
It's clobbering time.
Well, He has priority. Now that I think about it, I don't know if even a rogue is like enough to get over there. We have a couple of plays here. This gets us up to 21, no problem. But then he's playing another card. But he might also just be afraid of... Oh man, this is a little tricky. I mean, I can do this, but that's just a hero. I'm hoping that like Darkhawk is what he's got. I think we do this, because if I'm him, I probably am going to put a Mockingbird in the middle, and I'm just not actually going to be able to get bigger than that with my rogue, and I don't have Shang-Chi. Yes! Don't be an ongoing card next to Darkhawk. Oh no! Can Rogue get Darkhawk and not US Agent? That's the ball game. Rogue, do it. You failed. Rogue has failed. Well, I did what I needed to do, but my opponent did what they needed to do. Lost the 50-50. Yeah, actually, I think my opponent probably could have locked that up by not legioning middle. Like, if they just do blob, yeah, that's... Well, that's a bummer of an outcome. So close. Do I like playing Quicksilver here? I think no on the Quicksilver. So my opponent has done their whatever that is in the Dark Dimension. Okay, I'm glad I did not play Quicksilver. We hold the Quicksilver. Well. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough, whether I Loki on London or Grand Central. I'm going to Loki. Hope that this goes left. We would like to see that. Okay, Darkhawk we enjoy. Oh! Is that how it's going to be, huh?
Opponent snapped.
I don't know. I mean, I guess is my opponent banking on being able to do a some kind of Legion business? I don't think I want to retreat here. It's just a matter of am I doing a rogue here? I like blobbing, and I'm not going to play anything else. I don't hate playing nothing here. If my opponent has Shang-Chi, they can kind of guarantee a win in a way that I don't love. But I have time. Question is my opponent doing a Shang-Chi or his own giant Darkhawk? Feels kind of like Shang-Chi. I think this beats Shang-Chi in random card. Oh, and you know what? Because Darkhawk's actually played here, it doesn't reveal. So let's see if I outthought myself here. Shang-Chi. Question is his next card bigger than 4 power? It probably is, but if it isn't, we actually win. Okay, don't you dare hit one of the 2 cards right. Get out of my game!
Victory!
Yes. Thank you for the follow, Jenny Long. You just witnessed a master class in playing around, well, a ton of things in Sinister London in a gold conquest. I'm feeling real good about myself. That's an infinity ticket that we just pulled. Whew! Whew! Ooh, yeah. And Ebony Maw in Dark Dimension on turn 1, that made sense. Ooh. Man, that feels good. That feels good. I wonder if Debris, if Sinister London would have put Debris in Grand Central, if that would have cooked me in a different way. Man, ooh. What a rush. Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you this fine evening? That feels good. Well, now I'm doing pretty good. We had that Gold Conquest win, which was not a foregone conclusion. That's it. It is pretty late. I'm going to do another one here, but my brain moving half speed. Half speed, my brain moving. I guess what we have, as I remember, today's Sunday, soon to be Monday. So you have quote unquote all day Monday and Tuesday to go through all the tickets. Part of me wondering if I might actually quote unquote run out. That's impossible, particularly because I'm generating some infinity tickets, and that's going to take a very long time to go through all these things. Question: am I streaming daily? I'll say mostly. I am semi-retired, and I do a fair amount of travel. And what I'm doing here is, let's call it recreational streaming. So I am streaming when I kind of am struck with the urge, but not more than that, if that makes sense. I do not keep a regular schedule. There's an argument for me to keep a regular schedule. I travel too much for that to make any kind of sense. At this time, anyway. What kind of games you like to play? All Marvel Snap all day, baby. Alright, so my opponent... He's snapping based on being able to get a nice big fat hand and a Loki on turn 3. Hopefully my opponent isn't high Evo when I come to regret this, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Oh, Echo, you say? Well, that's fine. I don't know what kind of deck main deck's Echo. Do we want a Mobius? Kinda do. We're not doing it on the Echo because that's how tragedy strikes. Nico Ant-Man. I guess this is a zoo situation. It feels bad that that just hit there. What are you gonna do? Alright, let's get the Loki train going. Semi-retired. I used to be a business owner. I mean, I guess I still am kind of a business owner. But now...
Taking aim.
I just play video games and do work travel every now and then. So I can't get Gilgamesh very big. I do not have... My opponent does not have a ton of cards. I could do something like Legion on the Wakandan Embassy. That puts me in a quote-unquote better position. Huh. We'll do this. Kizar comes down. Alright, we're huge! Oh, Makari's gonna come down for free. That's cool. We're in a good spot. I can do... So what do I worried about for the biggest stuff? This feels pretty okay. I guess I don't know where I want Makari to run to. And of course, you can ask whatever you like. Okay. We kind of like that. The thing that we lose to here is if he plays Blue Marvel middle. This feels pretty unlosable. About to get friggin' huge. I guess, am I worried about a, like a Gilgamesh 1-drop in the right lane? I'm adding 13 power and already being above 7. Yeah, this is just a win. Oh, Binks Plays! How you doing? You were streaming for so many hours.
Victory.
Are you, like, okay? I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you hit the caffeine, what kind of Red Bull or shots you do. It's really impressive how you're able to go so long. We are in a gold conquest right now. We just won a gold conquest. Now we are... Oh my god! Holy crap! Jesus! Welcome, everyone! Oh no, the follow... So I simultaneously would like to ask you guys to follow. My follow animation is going to cover the middle of the screen. Great to have you here, Binks. And Binks chat. I was just bragging to Binks how I broke my viewer record earlier today. And I'm afraid that Binks Your Raid has brought great shame to that earlier record breaking. It is great to see you guys. I have much to introduce, but it is difficult for me to do that and comment on the play and not screw up massively at the same time. So we'll begin at the beginning. We are doing a Gold Conquest. This is match 1 of a Gold Conquest against a Zoo deck.
Opponent snapped.
That I don't overly love my hand. I got Super Scroll, that's fine. So, for those of you who are joining and have never seen me before, which I imagine is most of you, I am perhaps most well known for having brought, of all things, I don't know if Binks gave you this context at all. I kind of invented modern escape rooms as we know them today. I brought them to America about 11 years ago, and I did escape rooms for 10 years. And then for the past 18 months, while also, you know, doing, do I just snap on this? I kind of like just snapping on this. Marvel Snap is I would say, my primary hobby. I am a more or less a conquest specialist. We have done the Infinity Conquest successfully approximately, let's call it, about 10 times. And now, here, very unexpectedly, thank you very much for the raid, Binks, and I appreciate you guys all hanging out. We are in a Gold Conquest, just kind of chilling, relaxing, beating up on Zoo players, as we do. There's an argument for me holding the Enchantress, but we're just going to rip the Loki and call it good. How are all you guys doing? Echo, pretty cool. Yeah, this is feeling pretty nice. Let's see. Let's do... My opponent has priority. I'll feel real bummed if they slam an Echo left. It is what it is. Yeah, you know, I was watching you starting with that 5-0 Infinity Conquest, and I did not care for that. I did not care for that. I don't like you cruising to excellence without hurdle. There was no... God damn it. There, here... Zap and zap. Well, that's just great. Feels real nice. This is what I get for talking trash to my good friend who just raided me here. I get echoed twice. I had that coming. Yeah, no, so you and me now are doing Arisham in a cruising like that Infinity Boat avatar you just got. Yeah, guess what, buddy? You echoed me twice. So I don't know. I have a couple of next turn. I'm going to have a free Mockingbird and a Gilgamesh that's going to proc 3 times. I think that this is appropriate. I think that I can get bigger than him, and we'll stay for 4. Squinglebird, you just got Infinite for the first time like 30 seconds ago. I am so happy for you to come here and celebrate with me and Binks and Binks' chat. Binks, take it easy, man. Yeah, Binks Snipers. Well, here's the trick. My name doesn't match... my stream name does not match my
all systems go
character name, so I don't think that a ton of people are sniping me out in the gold. What can you do? And also, I was wrong about Mockingbird costing 0. It costs 1. That's fine. So we're afraid of Blue Marvel. I can do a couple of things here. My opponent has 5 cards in his hand. Am I thinking the Blue Marvel is more likely, or am I thinking the Gilgamesh is more likely? Blue Marvel gets him up to 23 on the right, which this ties. And then I can do something like Mockingbird Gilgamesh here. Oh, of course. At the beginning, I was thinking I was going to turn off that Dazzler. I think I really have to just play for 2 lanes here. Well, or do I? Or do I? I just get cooked by a naked Gilgamesh middle, which I think is a likely thing for him to do. We're just calling it. Well, I think I beat this. I think we beat this, folks. I think we beat this by a comfortable margin. Get out of my game. He's just built different, is the thing, as Binks would say. Oh, man, this is so much fun! So, again, for you folks joining me, this is extra special. I want to put some we're gonna get into another game, so it'll be like, this guy's talking, he's not playing, therefore I'm gonna bail. Don't bail just yet. I have been playing Marvel Snap for 18 months. I have hit Infinite for... 18 is maybe aggressive. I started playing the Symbiote season, which was, I think, the first season to release, and I've hit Infinite every single one of those. But it's all been alone. It's all been fairly solo, and I only just got into streaming, like, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? So this is awesome that you guys are hanging out for my Gold Conquest. Thank you guys for the note on Dazzler. I definitely forgot that I did not turn her off. And we're just going to keep going. So yeah, more than a professional streamer, I don't have ads or anything like that. I am, let's call it a semi-retired businessman that just really loves the game of Marvel Snap and really finds comfort in dominating my opponents in the Conquest battle. I really like Loki, and I really like Arishem, so we're in it to win it. Paka Ono, I'm counting you 3 times on ladder. Grats on streaming. Thank you so much. Yeah, I imagine most of you maybe have seen me. My MMR is pretty high, and I used to play ladder all the time. Oh, hey, Agatha. Welcome to the party. Fantastic. Glad to see you. But then, whenever they introduced visible ranking, I got kind of chickened, and I started doing mostly Conquest because I don't like playing and having my rank go up and down. So I'm more of a Conquest specialist these days. Paka Ono, is your name in-game Paka Ono, or do you play under a different name? And my opponent is not playing Arishem. What is... I should start paying attention to the game. Mobius, we hate it. Do we want to turn that off? I feel pretty ahead here. That said, a demon in the left is a surprising amount of power. I think Enchantress Loki is workable. I am not going to snap that, however. Enchantress. Can I... Oh, yeah, I've seen... I don't know about you specifically. I have absolutely played against quote-unquote mud opponents before. I don't know what my opponent's list is. And they snap on my turning off their Mobius. Does this mean... Annihilus, he opines. No, I'm not snapping back, but I'm not quitting. Ah, Darkhawk. Definitely. Oh, I see. She's snapped on my tossing the Enchantress that would deal with his Darkhawk. He's got a lot of cards in his hand. I have to imagine one of those cards is Mystique, and I have absolutely no way to deal with that, and so we bail. That said, my opponent did not end his turn that fast. Maybe one of his cards was not Mystique. But he is running... Escaped. The Annihilus package. Tragically, this deck is fairly engineered in a lab to beat random Arishem garbage, which is what I'm bringing to the table. So we have our work cut out for us. Question: I have not quite clocked the benefit of having multiple accounts. Can you tell me a little bit about why you have a free-to-play and a pay-to-win account? There might be something I'm missing and I want to learn. Yeah, Darkhawk being used as a tech card, super weird. Now, you will note, I am not running Darkhawk, the Darkhawk Mystique package in my list, and this is, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, I don't have Darkhawk. I have, and I'm proud of this in a perverse way, what I think to be the highest collection level in Marvel Snap ... that does not own Darkhawk. And the reason that I don't own Darkhawk is because when they introduced him, they were still doing series drops, or promising to do series drops. So I was decided they're going to drop him, and I think he's okay, he's even good, but I'll just wait for him to drop. And then right when he would have dropped, they kind of changed the whole economy, and now he's gone. There's an argument to like Nick Fury, and I really don't want to fill up my hand here. I think maybe just a Naked Fury middle is what we need to do. I'm so used to playing the mirror that Darkhawk, the asymmetry of Darkhawk is it's a big deal now. When I'm playing against a random kind of Arishem list, my Darkhawk that I pull from Loki or randomly get is going to be colossal. Not so here. Theirs is just one-sidedly huge. So there is an argument for me not Lokiing here, to wit, and using Blob to shrink the size of my deck and maybe hoping for one of my tech cards. I think I kind of actually like this. Does Nocturne turn off Deep Space News? I don't think it does work like that. Yeah. Ronan is cool. I think we blow up here. And I can do some leader stuff next turn. I'm not sure what direction I want to go in, but I don't hate my position. My opponent is not snapped. What we do not want to see is a Darkhawk the size of the moon, and there it is. Can we get a Rogue or Enchantress one time? We cannot. So this is just an impossible situation. He's got 5 cards. Could be anything. Mystique just cooks me. Shang-Chi just cooks me. But he's not snapping. I guess the most power I can do here is here. Well, Leader doesn't win in the case of... I mean, Leader broadly would win, but it goes back to the asymmetry of Darkhawk. If they play Mystique and I Leader... Well, first of all, my Leader's going to make Mystique not trigger on anything. But even if it did trigger on their Darkhawk, my Darkhawk is a fraction of their size. I think I just have to do this and hope. There's tons of things that cook me here, but... Okay, there's no way that he stays in. Yeah, there's the Mystique. We are just always going to lose that. Oh, and a Rogue too. That's intel that I'm glad to have. What that means is I'm a little bit more okay Lokiing. Because Rogue can cook them reasonably well. I actively did not Loki that turn. Sorry, this game 2 turns ago. Because I did not know that they had a Rogue or an Enchantress. And as a result, I didn't think that I had any kind of counter. Yeah, we played that okay. I'll keep this going. I don't love playing out my... actually, just do a little of this. Playing out my cheapos the first turn in an Arisham situation. However, I'm about to fill back up with Coulson, so that's totally fine. Those raiders who have Krakoa feels very bad. Because a 54 power Darkhawk on Krakoa. It's hard to beat this deck as Arisham. Let's hope that we get lucky. Yeah, random Uatu doesn't work. Hopefully I don't get cooked here. Like, that's... I would not have liked to have played there. I think we just have to go... We'll do Thing because something could move and Spider-Man will get reduced. Leech doesn't really help us. We can... Well, so he's popping the Krakoa. I would have expected him to do that with a gigantic Darkhawk. He does it with Nocturne. So suddenly I'm less compelled to do Legion business. Rogue is really compelling. The thing is, I have all kinds of priority. I think Leech feels good. Having Rogue and being fairly ahead on board, I'm going to snap this. This is a marginal snap. However, I also used to be a professional poker player, and there's a bit of game theory at play with what's going on right now. My opponent is playing well and is favored to beat me. His deck is just custom made to cook me in half. And so in this situation, I am a little bit, I think, favored. Would have preferred not to have that Widow's Bite come down. What can you do? So... any edge I have to push, even if it, it results in catastrophe. I simply have no choice but to really go hard to the paint. Now, I will have priority here. If this is a Colossal Darkhawk, I'm going to take it with Rogue. And he's not going to have the ability to take it back. So this is good. He might, if he's super advanced, seeing that Rogue is a possibility, like play Rogue back. That's some next level advanced stuff that I can't imagine. But I think we just do this. There's a real argument to, like... I don't know if it ultimately matters. I think I like this a little bit more. What's up, Clint? We're just hanging out. Binks gave us a raid earlier. My name's Nate. Don't you dare. Okay, it's an ego... Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're about to take 4 cubes off of my very talented opponent here. Yes, I have been playing Marvel Snap for some time at a pretty high level, but this is kind of my first time streaming. Oh, had he Rogue left, had he seen the next plays, we know my opponent is not sniping. That would have been clip worthy. That would have been like shut down the stream. You guys just watch my pants get pulled down at an unbelievable level had he rogued my Rogue. But we're happy that that happened. Clint, are you? Your name is maybe vaguely familiar. Is that the name that you stream? Sorry, the name that you play under. Is it also Clint, or am I imagining things here? Anyway, it's great to have you here in the stream. Thanks for hanging out. It's great to have everybody in the stream. Thank you to everyone for hanging out. I hope that we're having a lovely Sunday evening, probably Monday, where some of you folks are.
Hey man, I'm cool.
I do not know how I want to or not Loki. This is really tough. I know that my opponent has Rogue in his deck, and that would be a lovely thing to take. But then I'm giving up my Enchantress that I know that I have. And so if I Loki and get no Enchantress or Rogue, I will feel very stupid. I think I'm okay floating an extra turn. How am I liking Arishem? Arishem is the best! Oh my god. So I don't know if you remember from Ladder or if even, like, that might have been long ago enough. I almost exclusively play Loki. I am not quite a Loki one-trick, but ever since Loki came out, if the meta allows it, I play Loki decks. Frequently, the meta is just not allowing it and I play other things. But if the meta allows it, I play Loki decks. And the reason that I play Loki decks is for the variety and for the snap equity in Conquest mode. And wouldn't you know it, Arishem adds to both of those things a great deal. So I'm a fan. Now this is maybe stupid. I have two very good counters to his deck here in Shang-Chi and Enchantress. Lokiing is really tempting. I'm not going to do it. I am just going to keep growing Sunspot. This looks very stupid. However, I just cannot afford to give up these tools. I'm going to play Widow's Bite here because I really would like to keep priority. And this is kind of the best way to do that. Yeah, this feels incredibly weird and stupid. But I think I have to keep this hand. And then we do this. There's a real argument actually Shang-Chi Quinjet. That's maybe smarter. Darkhawk one time. Darkhawk one time. Get out of my game! Get down!
Enchantress.
That feels good. Now, does my opponent have Shang-Chi? I'm gonna feel real dumb if I just made that God read and just lose to some bullshit. Alright, so... You know what I think we want to do? Is the old heave-ho. If they have a Shang-Chi, they go up to 8. Is this the play? This might be too cute by half. Arishem give it to Sons. We have to trust. You're absolutely right, Frank. Man, what is my opponent has? We're doing this. Okay, that was a lot of drama for nothing.
Victory.
If you are enjoying the stream so far, and I do so hope that you are, give a follow. I am just getting started. I am streaming, I would call it, on average, once every day. Sometimes once every 2 days. As I said, I am semi-retired. I do some travel sometimes. But I stream Marvel Snap quite a bit. It is often Conquest, sometimes Ladder. And this is the type of vibe that you can expect to find. I love Binks, as you guys do. You were Binks viewers. And let me explain why I love Binks and why this is relevant to my thirsting for your fellowship now. There are, I would say, streamers broadly, but Marvel Snap streamers who are very pleasant. TLSG, Regis, these guys are great hangs. There are Marvel Snap streamers who are just amazing at the game and give you incredible commentary and insights and just really, really teach you. These are your KM Best and Dara and Dexter. And what I love about Binks is he does both of these things. He plays Snap at the highest level and is just a really good hang. And, okay, how do I want to... Let me pay attention here. Toss some Mystique into the mix. And that's what I aspire to be. I aspire to be that level of a good hang, some good Snap while we're doing it, and some kind of just insightful, this player is half decent and I'm learning while they're doing it. And if that sounds good to you, well, one, you're just a high quality person. And two, I invite you to follow. I love hanging out and do I just snap here because I have Shang-Chi in hand? I need to pay attention, folks. I am, as I say, new to streaming enough that talking and making these hard decisions at the same time is kind of hard. I like snapping here. My opponent does have 6 cards in his hand. And I have no way to deal with his Darkhawk stuff. I am not going to snap. It's absolutely an argument for me to snap here, and maybe I'm being a big coward. But I just lose. This deck just loses to him having those 2 cards. Oh, actually, I was not thinking about Dark Dream Dimension. He can't get that down this turn. He can't get that down this turn. So what we're going to do is Mockingbird here to compete middle. Oh, yes, of course. I was playing this one because it wouldn't be in my deck, but yes, that's absolutely the correct move. So Arrow, Sunset, and Moko MS both correctly point out that playing this Mockingbird will reduce the cost of the other Mockingbird in my hand, and that is not unidirectional. Or is unidirectional? That's just one way. Alright. That feels like a... oh, there's my rogue, right on time. That feels like a Sentry Annihilus to me. And if they do that, he wonders, does 36 plus 9, 45 divided by 3, exactly 15 power in every location. Can he get 15 power right? Or does this mean instead that he just plays a Darkhawk right now? This is tough. If he plays Darkhawk, I want to play a certain way. And if he plays, what is the word? He plays Annihilus, I want to play a different way. So this is just a 50-50. I don't love 30... well, it's 45, because I'm going up to 36 in this lane, plus the Mockingbird 9. So 45 total. It would be only 36 in this lane. Or am I doing the math wrong? Oh, -8 with Void. Yes, of course. Of course. I wasn't doing the math wrong. I just stopped doing the math at a certain point. Do we prefer that? No, I think... we just have to Tribunal and call it. I think that this is enough to win. Or he'll just retreat because he didn't have either of those cards. Woo! Overthinking it. Overthinking it. Overthinking it. Yeah, or it could be Cersei. This is why this meta is so crazy right now. This deck that my opponent has, and I have not seen their last cards. Cersei. Well, no, actually, Annihilus is the last card down. So they don't have Cersei. We know they don't have Cersei. It cooks in so many different ways. Well, the Double Birds mid was terrible. The thing is, I guess I was playing around a giant Darkhawk left, but I would have lost to that anyway. Yeah, there was many valid lines. You could or should make this line. Each, quote-unquote, correct, depending on what my opponent was going to do, and they had so many valid lines. And the only reason that I got away clean is either I got lucky and guessed right, or my opponent didn't have either, and he retreated, and that's ended up what happened. I'm going to get Electra out of my hand. I have priority. The thing is, he's got Hood, and I can kind of do some shenanigans, but I very much want to do Coulson next turn, which will lead to the curve, which will lead to the curve, which will lead to the curve. Has Valentina done well? I love her, but she keeps giving me leader. I don't know. That is the biggest flex spot in my deck right now. I do not know if I like Valentina or not. When Valentina gives you a blob, it's unbelievable. And sometimes Valentina gives you a Arnim Zola, which lets you double blob in ways that just lock up the game for you. And I like it there, but make no mistake, it is absolutely kind of the first card that I'm thinking about cutting. I just don't know. So I could, acute thing, that I used to love to do is get cute with Professor X. But my opponent has Nocturne and Jeff. And the likelihood that I'm going to be able to kind of quote-unquote correctly do Professor X is pretty limited. Yeah, and leader ain't bad. I mean, I am, make no mistake, I am running Valentina. But it's more or less kind of just to keep the curve low. It feels very, very, very bad when like your opening hand is 4 or 5 cost and up, and like your 4 cost is like a Shang-Chi or an Enchantress, and you don't want to play it out. This is risky. I don't love what I'm doing here, but I can't not play anything. We really don't want Swordmaster to toss the rogue. Swordmaster, please don't toss the rogue. Maria left the others. Okay, Swordmaster did not toss the thing. There was an argument to do. What do you call it? Is that something we want to do? Kind of like that, folks. If my opponent plays Nocturne and has Jeff, I'm going to be pretty upset about it. If you play Blight left and they don't, you should play left Nocturne. Yes, that is absolutely the move. I am certainly playing a card here next turn. I like having Rogue here. Having Rogue is a pretty cool thing to have. So what I don't want to see is for them to play Nocturne middle. Nocturne middle means they can move it right and then play a Jeff, and I just lose. They're on points, but then again, then they're not doing Darkhawk. This is okay. I am going to be able to Rogue if they play... I mean, they're not in a great spot. Do I snap here? I'm snapping. They have to have a very specific sequence of cards to beat me. This is another thing, as an aside. I do not like what my opponent just did with snapping back. I have some thoughts on this. So if this is... Yeah, if this is Nocturne... Unfortunately, I have priority. This is a bummer. I was really hoping that I could do... I maybe should not have played anything on Rickety Bridge, and then that would have been the next level advanced play. I'm afraid of... Oh, you know what my opponent's going to do? My opponent's going to just be able to win on points. He's going to move Nocturne and turn off Rickety Bridge. Yeah, and then Hawk just cooks me. Or not. He could just move Nocturne to Danger Room, and I just lose on points. Yeah, the correct play for my opponent, and I don't know if there's anything I can do to stop this right now, is he just moves Nocturne right, loses by 1 point, and then wins by 1,000,000 points right. And he has the ability to play Demon on Rickety Bridge. I can't think of anything that I can pull from Dr. Octopus that allows me to. Yeah, we're doing this and losing because he's going to play Demon on the left. What? What? Get out of my game.
Victory.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. I want to talk about... That's bonkers, what my opponent just did. Absolutely bonkers. Like, that loses to pass. Right? Does that lose to pass? I think it loses to pass. I think my opponent just cooked him. Oh, he had played demon. He didn't have a demon. He didn't have a 1-drop. He needed to... That said, if he just moved Nocturne and Darkhawk and... Yeah, I think I played that wrong because I didn't clock that he didn't have his demon. But my opponent certainly played that wrong too. So, Cacophony of Errors. Now, I must talk about some snapping behavior that my opponent just did that I see all the time. And I'm here to teach you why it's wrong, objectively wrong, unless it's kind of some next level mind games. Here is the landscape, all right? This happens all the time. Let me preface this by saying this is Conquest only. This does not apply to Ranked at all. Conquest only. Towards the end of a Conquest match, when one player has not a ton of life, we'll say, in this case, 3 life. We'll use a very specific example, but there's many numbers where this applies. My opponent has 3 life, and the stakes are 2. I snap for whatever reason. I think I'm ahead. I snap. My opponent does not need to snap back. The stakes cannot go any higher. A single snap took the stakes as high as they can go. However, the user interface allows the snappee to snap back, and it doesn't change the stakes. However, time and time again, my opponents do this. They snap back, doesn't change the stakes, and it gives me information. You give your opponent information when you snap back, not changing the stakes of the match at all. Frequently, and this was not the case, this was a particular weird game, my opponent did the weird Nocturne Darkhawk move thing. When they snap back, that gives you information that they have the counter card to what you're threatening, or they can beat what you're doing on board, they're a little overconfident, and now I know that they think this way. And all they had to do was do nothing, and the stakes were raised the same. I see people do this all the time. There's literally no benefit to it, unless you're trying to get in their head. Like, if I am your opponent and you snap back in that situation, suddenly I'm in my own head of why did they snap back? Why did they snap back? Why did they snap back? And I get in my own head and overthink it. So, let me tell you, do not snap back in Conquest if it doesn't actually change the stakes. You're giving your opponent information for free. And yeah, let me, again, I'll take a moment. I am so tickled that you guys are here. This is so wonderful to be streaming to an audience of hundreds. I'm really, really happy that you guys are hanging out. I know that it's late for a lot of folks. And you could be watching anyone or anything or any show, and you're here with me. And I think that's just wonderful. Let's make it worthwhile together. Now, and that said, I've given you secret tech to defeat me in Conquest. Snap back when it doesn't change the stakes, and I go into my own head, man. I am all over my own, why did they do that? What is what's going into that? And it's just truly a way to get inside your own opponent's head, if they're me. All right, my opponent playing an Arishem deck. Can you believe it? And like that's a good point. Like your thought and your snap might make them retreat. Well, first of all, if the snap doesn't raise the stakes anymore, you have to make sure that retreating, like they actually have the option to retreat. And if they do, that sort of thing is quote unquote valid. Like, there is a purpose to that snap, to, like, really, truly make them quiver and quake. I just think most of the time when I encounter that snap, it's, I'm so big and strong, in a way that isn't at that level. I absolutely concede that there is a quote-unquote reason to do it in that circumstance. Well, my hand is pretty trash, but my opponent has also played nothing. Shall we do Sunspot and Chill? Yeah, like, I am really enjoying playing Orisham. I am having so much fun. I think there's a very high likelihood I'll never play another deck as long as I live. The rest of my Marvel Snap career, and I'll be doing for years at the highest level, it's just going to be Orisham, Blob if they don't nerf him, probably Loki, and just a bunch of other cards for it. And I just love Orisham. That said, it is not super fun to play against. All right. Good luck, Dr. Octopus. I hope Bar Sinister Medical School has treated you well. And you don't grab too many copies of Oh, what is it? Oh, yes! My opponent is a gamer, everyone. I love everything about it. In fact, let's go ahead and give my opponent a fist bump. And that was intended to be of respect. That cursed. I don't like using emotes. They can often be, oh, little blob, you say? Yeah, this is... I snap. I am going to do nothing? Do I want to do nothing? I guess I'm afraid of a leech, but I kind of just like playing blob. Calling it good. With no priority. And what I'm debating right now is if I want to do leech here. I kind of don't like doing that. Well, maybe I do. This telegraphs it really hard what's coming, but he can't stop it because I've leeched, question mark? We're doing it. We're leeching. And if my opponent leeched, well, looks like we're Thanos gamers over there. Oh! Cute. Cute. I have no idea what my opponent is doing. This is some next level fake outery. Like, are they going to turn off Limbo? They can't possibly, right? If my opponent turns off Limbo, they deserve every cube in the world. We play nothing. Or I guess, am I afraid... Hang on. Am I afraid of, like, a green goblin? No. No. Right? No. There's no... Like, there's no way they drew the perfect kill you card after I... we're ending turn and chilling. What is that? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they could have docked on. There's lines that beat me here. So I like Blob here. Unfortunately, I don't have priority. I could do something like Enchantress that isn't actually that big. If they play a single card on top of... Yeah. The thing with Blob is every single Blob is going to eat cards, and so it'll not only get Darkhawk, not only get huge, but by the end of it, there's no way that I'll have any cards left in my deck. But good to know that my opponent has Darkhawk. I'm trying to decide. Something that is on my mind is the deck that I like playing against the least. There's a number of Orisham kind of packages, each annoying in different ways. And just them having Darkhawk Mystique is doesn't feel good. Real argument to me here, snapping. I'm gonna keep my hand nice and big, and then I get to Loki on 4-3. I think we're just gonna snap. The real argument to like chilling, but I'll push my edge here early because I have one. The quote unquote bummer of it all is a real art. Ooh, exciting! Corvus, he tosses his own Mystique. I don't agree with this. I think I'm in a pretty good spot over my opponent. I kind of like doing Red Hulk. Well, now I'm wondering if I want to like Red Hulk Dr. Octopus. I think I kind of want to Red Hulk Dr. Octopus. Maybe even we do that. Well, he doesn't even have a ton of cards in his hand. Dr. Arc actually doesn't go that hard. That's kind of funny. I kind of like red hulking. I think we're going to do that. And we'll do that here. Now I kind of like Dr. Arcing. Yes, definitely Mystique main deck. So Corvus 8 has Mystique, but I didn't even need to see that. Like, if you're running Darkhawk and you have Blob, and he obviously has Blob, you run it. And I appreciate the intel, but, like, I would have been shocked if he wasn't running it. Alright, so how bad did we mess up here? Not bad. What is that? What is that? Sarah? Alright, we like it. Question is, can we throw priority? We'd very much like to throw priority here. Enchantress and Chang'e are just wonderful tools. I think I like playing a big ol' card not starting in my deck to further discount a Mockingbird. There's a real argument to Lokiing. In fact, maybe... I think that you should. I think Mystique... If you've got Darkhawk and Blob... Oh, of course, Miles, next turn. I am not a move gamer. Thank you, Curtis Pikurumaru. That is absolutely correct. The thing is, I might like Lokiing here. There's a lot of cards that put me in a good spot. But maybe I do checkmate him with, which is this. We're doing it. We're risking a lot here. Yeah, the tech we have is very strong. So we hope that there's a colossal Darkhawk. What? Should have seen that coming. So the reason I didn't bird left is I wanted him to have priority. That said, who the hell knows what's happening here? I did not see this coming. Totally should have seen this coming. Now I'm in a bit of a spot if I don't end up with priority, or if the lanes end up weird. What a weird thing. So regrettably, I have priority. And he has Sarah down. But he only has 2 cards in his hand. And Mystique is gone. This kind of feels like a just win all 3 lanes profit situation. If he has the exact cards to beat me in both lanes when I do this, I'm going to be very impressed. Send it! Good luck, everyone.
There's no strings on me.
That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. That feels like that loses to nothing.
Victory.
That's casserole. That's casserole, as they say in the biz. We like the starting hand. We'd like it more if we got a Coulson. Yeah, this is the thing. This is how I'm starting off. So for those of you who are just joining us or weren't paying attention earlier, I am a retired businessman. I am older than most streamers. I do this purely for fun. I'm not trying to make a living out of this. That's why we're not doing ads and probably will never do ads. This is just an exercise in fun for me. So, yeah, what I'm trying to do to build an audience, spoilers, is I am bribing my opponents. Don't tell anybody. But yes, I'm going to look very, very smart. My opponents are going to throw games. I'm going to look incredibly great. That's how we're going to get this done. Question, how deep are we into the conquest? I think this is gold 2? I think this is gold 2. He says in that uncertain tone of voice. It might be gold 3. I don't like Lokiing this small a hand, and I also like being able to blob. But I don't like passing and then doing Mockingbird next turn, so we're just gonna have to grip it and rip it. We like Mystique Blob, yes we do. Question, how many infinite avatars do you have? Answer, I believe 10. That was my... Oh, great. Why don't you hit me twice? That was my, like, goal that I was trying to do. Was, get to... Now, do I want to get... Now, he has Legion. He has Legion, and he has demonstrated willingness to use it. So we are not messing around with regards to Sinister London. Oh my god, that is a White Queen main deck. I totally didn't clock that. Wow. Well, if my opponent has, oh, what do you call it? What is the term? What is the term I'm looking for? Shang-Chi. We just lose. Do I just snap here? I mean, I've shown my hand. I don't think that he stays in if I... Ugh. I'm gonna snap. I'm gonna snap. My opponent has Shang-Chi and he has snap by now. I feel like I'm ahead. Yeah, that White Queen main deck. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe that's the tech. Maybe that's what we should be running in these flex spots. Alright, so my deck, is it done? Oh, he picks up Sarah, Redguard. What is happening? Yeah, I have no cards in my deck. Which is good to know. I get another blob. That's worthless. So... My man has... options. It seems unlikely that I lose to anything that isn't Shang-Chi, which just totally cooks me, or my own block. I think what I'm thinking about is there's an argument to. Oh, by the way, this snap. This is a perfect example. His snap does nothing. It was already going to 4. That's the limit of his life. His snap. I mean, maybe he's trying to. Mind game me and I want to stay for just mental purposes, but that is a perfect example of what we were talking about earlier. That changes nothing. All it does is give me information. Now, if my opponent has Shang-Chi, which is what he's saying that he has, it can potentially kill me mid and then go left. So an option is to do Arisham mid, or excuse me, Arisham just straight up left, and there's nothing else that that beats me. Just naked mid. I can also retreat here. I mean, we know he's Shang-Chi. He is Shang-Chi. Like the argument there is I can play Arisham left and go hope for a 50-50, but I feel like I am playing better than my opponent, and there's no need to risk 4 when I can just get out for 2. I'm ahead. We're doing okay. How are you all doing tonight? I've talked at length about me and what's going on. What's going on with you guys? Anyone got any cool stuff going on? Care to share with the rest of the chat? We've got Rogue, we got Blob, we got Shang-Chi. Is this just snapping? I should pay closer attention. It's very hard for me to talk and chew gum at the same time. U.S. Agent, is that... What is the base cost of that card? It's always 2, so... I think we're doing that. The thing is, if I eventually Shang-Chi something, it's going to move over, and I'd rather U.S. Agent doesn't hurt it. Well, maybe just do this. I'm snapping because of my tech right now. The hard part will be playing this out and not mucking about with priority. I have all the tools that I need to deal with what his deck brings to the table. But if I don't play priority correctly, it means nothing. Not Poppin', you're doing well playing your deck's Nemesis Sarah Hawk with Mobius. Can I ask you to not do that? Can I ask you to play a different deck in case we run into each other? Because that feels so bad, playing against that deck. Not for nothing. Just got your second border of the season. Congratulations! So I consider myself a conquest specialist. I have not been able to, like, put up the number. Oh, my opponent just got blob. Good to know. Well, we were making fun of White Queen earlier, and here they made it work. I haven't gotten any borders this season. You are 2 up on me this season, my friend. Congratulations. So, there is an argument to taking priority and being able to deal with the things here. I kind of like trying to stay ahead of the proverbial game here. Enchantress, sure. Yeah, Mobius feels so personal. Like, whenever my opponent plays Mobius into my, like, Loki deck, and like I play Loki, it feels like you've insulted my mother, kind of like that level of, you know what, screw you specifically. And you know what, that's what you need to be doing, but it's funny how that absolutely feels that way. So, I have a couple of options here. We can get real crazy with Legioning. I don't love that, but it gives me... you know what, I just blob here. Let's not get cute with it. I'm gonna blob, and I'm gonna have priority to kill whatever he's playing here. I've already snapped. He's got his blob short. Wait. So here's some next level plays. This gets me huge left, and also kills his blob, and also moves Shang-Chi middle. The thing that beats me here, with this line, is like a Shang-Chi middle and then something that gets over the top negative zone, which is a very real likelihood. So the alternative is just a naked Shang-Chi here, and like something like this. And Shang-Chi is still going right. It seems unlikely that they would bother adding more power left, so I think the Rogue is a little too cute. I think that this is the play. Those are both going mid. No, Rogue would not go mid. Rogue would take the blob and remain. But the thing is, I think that's probably a lot of overkill. I think we just ship this. I think it's the win all 3 lanes profit line and call it good. Okay, did not need to go bigger left. That's great. Glad to see it. Mystique hits nothing! Get middle to you! Marvel dances!
Faster, baby.
Dance for me, Carol. Get out of my game. We did it! We did it. Feels good. Both lines would have won. But that feels good. I'm going to catch up. Yeah, poor Mystique. I want to congratulate some other people on this thing. You got Fran Jeb. You got your Infinite Border today with Fasto, She-Hulk, Mockingbird deck. Congratulations. I remember, if you'll permit me, a 60-second digression. So as we've covered, I am a semi-retired business person. And I sold most of my company, doesn't matter, past couple of years. And I was really happy to do that. I have stories upon stories, and that was a big personal win for me. We will definitely check their collection level when we get there. And I felt really good about it. However, when Conquest Mode was introduced into Marvel Snap, the first month, I couldn't get there. I had a Kitty bounce deck, and then they nerfed Kitty, and I just couldn't figure out the meta. And my MMR is very high. I play against the very best in the world. And so I couldn't do it that first month. And I think it was traveling the second month. And so we're into the third month of Conquest being available, and I did not have the Infinity Border, and I was really self-conscious. I'm matching into ranked against all these great opponents, and like they're looking at me with my trash border. And when I beat my first Infinity Conquest, I felt more concentrated elation in that moment than I ever felt with any success in my business endeavors. And obviously I have long-term joy with what I was able to do with escape rooms and business. But at that moment, I was running up and down the stairs. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. It's like, it was nonsense. Like the disproportionate elation that I had getting that first Infinity Border. And now I've done it so many times, like I still get really happy about it. But that first one, I will never forget. And so I am here for you guys getting Infinity. I mean, a lot of you have gotten lots and lots of Infinite Borders. But if you got your first one here today, hell fucking yeah. Congratulations. That's amazing. I remember mine. I'll never forget mine. All right, now, the request was to check the opponent's collection level. Oh, that was the end. That was Battle 3. You can't check their collection level. We did it. I'm taking this hoodie off. It's getting sexy in here. Woo! Woo! All right. All right. All right. Checking the camera. Am I looking nice and sweaty? Is that good? Nice, everyone? Great. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, I have had not a ton of luck in Infinity this season. If you click fast before they give you a ticket, you can. I did not know that. Thank you so much for telling me. I'm sorry I missed that. I just thought you couldn't do that. My opponent did not feel bad at the game. I think that they had all the cards. I expect that if I were to guess, let's call it 13,000. We're going to call it 13,000 was their collection level. We're continuing the Gold Conquest. This is so much fun. I am so happy you guys are hanging out. I will once again, shamelessly, absent shame, devoid of shame, I ask all of you who are enjoying this, give me a follow, turn on notifications. I ask of this because I just started streaming a week ago, and when I go live, if Binks ain't rating me, I'm clocking about 8 viewers, 9 viewers. And so the more you guys want to hang out, the better. And we're not, again, trying to make a huge army out of this, but I am having a lot of fun with this chat engagement, and I would love to see you all again and continue talking. 26... Yeah. My opponent's collection level broke the character limit. The integer of their collection level so high, it would have crashed my client even just looking at it. And so, for clarity, if you stepped away or looked away, we are now back at Gold 1 with a new, fresh opponent who is not, I repeat, not playing an Arishem deck. Can you believe it? Let me ask you guys this. This is a common situation, and I don't know the right move. I go back and forth. I have Quinjet, turn 1, in not a great location on the left, but I know that it's okay. Like, it's not going to be a space throne or any location that screws me. In this situation, are you playing Quinjet left, as I did, or are you playing Quinjet in one of the unknown locations, middle or right? Yeah, no, sewer isn't that bad. But I have gone back and forth in my own Snap career between kind of going into the unknown versus not. I saw an analysis one time that broadly, and this was old, let me be clear. If you're listening to this and half paying attention, what I'm about to say is old analysis. There are a statistically significant higher number of locations that you want to be able to get into blind. Your Sanctum Sanctorums, your... I can't think of the names of any other ones right now. There were more of those than there were bad ones. Hey! Yes, I am. I've seen... yes, it's welcome. I am Gerald of Halactus. That said, I'm getting a little bit away from my name. The Gerald of Halactus name. On account of me actually being, let's call it, a D-list celebrity in real life. On account of my business history. So I'm Nate, but we're Gerald. It's so good to see you. We've absolutely played against each other. I have absolutely watched your stream. Do you also make videos, or am I confusing that part with somebody else? And by KX4N. And also, is your name pronounced KX4N, or is there something a little less clunky? Gerald of Arisham soon. Yes, and the thing is, oh, he's a negative deck. Okay, we're paying attention. Good to see you, KX. The reason that I use the name Gerald of Philactus is because, for those of you who have not been playing, like, the long... Oh, Enchantress is a pretty cool card. We'll throw down a big old blob. It's likely I'm not going to lose priority here. I sure would like to be able to Enchantress something. But, yeah. Like, what do you do here? I'll play for 2. This is very likely a terrible mistake staying in this situation. Like, if they just throw down a Sarah or an unmodified Foster, I'm going to run. Oh, of course. Okay, well, that makes it super easy. Super easy. Goodbye, everybody. That's never correct to stay now. So that's the speed of that snap. We absolutely could have read that. You were absolutely right about that being Jane. Because he played negative, didn't snap, then drew the card, snapped faster than his brain could send a signal to his mouse. That read like Jane in a way that in hindsight is very 2020. Anyway, back in the day, the reward that you got for getting Infinite, not Infinite Conquest, but just Infinite specifically, was not always a card back. There was a time, there's 2 months in the history of Snap, where that reward... We take 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, get out of here. Now, does this, like, run Rogue or anything to turn this off? I think we just... Yeah, you're not gonna like it. Opponent should not play Kitty in the 3rd location there, separate lesson. That could turn into a bad location. They don't want to do that. Anyway. For 2 months in the history of Snap, the reward you got for Infinite was a title. Back in the, I want to say the month was the Black Panther month. It's like the 2nd or 3rd month of release. The reward you got was... I just play a Naked Venom here. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Octopus. He's octopusing. That's happening. The question is, what am I doing right now? I mean, that's... This ultimately doesn't matter that much. We're doing this. The titles that you got, the month of the Black Panther month, the title was really, really dirty. And that title feels bad and gross. We do not like that title. There's a real argument to Lokiing here, but we're not going to do that because that's not as fun. We are stripping everything and going to let God sort it out. So I really, really dirty is a rare title. You had to get Infinite really early in the game, and even rarer than that, the month before that or 2 months before that, and I don't remember the season. The reward you got for hitting Infinite that month was Herald of Galactus, which is my title. You cannot get that in the game anymore. It was just getting Infinite very early into the game's lifespan. Not many people have this title, and I like the fact that I have this title, and so I have picked my name as a little pun, because I'm always going to use that title. Shang-Chi, welcome to the party. Glad to see you. Yeah, Sage, get huge. Taskmaster, that's a little bit better. What'll it be? I like that I've double-filled them. Darkhawk, yeah, welcome to the party, pal. Now, I have to do this. I hope very much that my opponent does not play an ongoing... Wait, yeah, that doesn't count as ongoing. I hope very much that my opponent does not play an ongoing card that can interfere with Darkhawk, but I don't. I mean, what? He's got 2 cards in his hand. One of them is Kitty Pryde. He's gonna play Kitty Pryde middle for the extra mana, I'm guessing. Yeah. Give me your Darkhawk, please. Yeah, and the thing is, I didn't play beta, so I'm like all proud of my unobtainium things. This actually, yeah, okay. But there's so many beta things that I don't have. All of my special one-off rare things that I've accumulated over the time I've played Snap has just been post-retail. So I feel bad that I missed on the beta stuff. Anyway, I've got the Herald of Galactus title. If I was to do it over, I would put Nate the Great. Does that help him? Does the Peak help his negative deck? Are you going to let me have a turn 2? My opponent lets me have a turn 2. That's very nice of them. I beg them to let me out of this game. Please snap so I can get out of here before I draw something dangerous and get a little compelled to continue playing. Well. Okay. I like my opponent's list. That seems like it's fun. I would enjoy playing that if I was not completely shackled to Aurishim and Loki for the rest of my natural life. So, you know, if in some bizarre world where I could continue playing this game and have a shot at winning, I think I probably want to throw priority. We could do Supergiant Enchantress shenanigans. I don't think that Thena can grow here. I think that this is just how this card works, is even if you play 2 cards, if they don't get flipped, Supergiant's not flipping the cards, Thena won't grow. And because Thena won't grow, I'm going to retain priority, which is a bummer, which means that I'm probably just going to leave. So I guess, what do I do here? Valkyrie? Sure. I mean, I can't imagine I'm going to stay in this game. If they're dumb enough to... Not dumb enough, I want to walk that back. If they are unfamiliar with the Supergiant at all to play both right. Yeah, Athena did not grow. I don't have priority. My opponent got a peak. We are out of here. Wow, they played that next turn real fast. That's crazy. Did you see how fast that they got through that? Bonkers. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. KX, Franjav, Clint, Mokosh. Mokosh, can I ask what MS is, by the way, at the end of your name, Mokosh? You guys are the best. Well, all of you in the chat are the best. Let me make no mistake. I am just having the time of my life streaming and actually talking to folks. This is great. You guys are great. I also would assume Marvel Snap. KX, smart guy. However, in the before times, I was a software executive at Microsoft, which also has the MS. So, just in case it was MS, that MS, I wanted to, you know... So here, you know, I don't hate my position. Marvelsoft Manspider? Yeah, it's probably all of these things. The very first season of Beta, the Infinite World was the OG Hulk... Yeah, that you said earlier. The, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with that Hulk avatar. So this is a little awkward. I can get Wrath right now. But there's... I mean, that feels not great. I'm doing it. This is ill-advised. Oh, I can clear it up? I can clear up the raft? What I am banking on here, by the way, if he does not play the old Mr. Negative here, Blob on Comertage gets frickin' huge. And if they have no way of getting to Sanctum Sanctorum, I might even be able to compete no matter what. So we are doing a little old-fashioned destroyer, as they say. And then why don't we throw down an A-bomb as well? I can also get real cute with Eliath, because I imagine I'm going to have priority. I am snapping. And then... it is what it is. Hawk will be tiny. Yeah, I guess they're running Hawk. There's a lot of stuff that I beat, but there's a lot of permutations here that he beats me. If that's Mr. Negative, he's going to have an extra mana. He's got a couple of turns. He draws Jane Foster. Yeah, there's Mr. Negative. We don't love that. So what I kind of like doing here is blobbing and then Eliathing. Because he's not, no matter what he does, the last turn, he's not going to be able to get that big left, and I'm certainly going to have priority here. So if he's got the God draw and he puts down Jane Foster, he's not going to have priority here. Eliath will turn off everything in the lane that I care about. If he's got a way to get over to Sanctum, I'm kind of bummed. But if I'm him, I am pretty interested in getting pretty huge mid. If he does a Mystique left, yeah, there's no permutation that he gets big enough left to compete on points with an Eliath coming down middle. I'm feeling pretty good. Get out of my game? Question mark? Snap back and lose? That's what we'd like to see. Snap back and lose. Separately, we talked about this earlier. I'm running Valentina and Legion in what Valentina, Legion, and Doctor... Yes. Stay in and lose. Hopefully. Dr. Doom, please no. Okay, great. Alright, feels good. Opponent has Shang-Chi. That's valuable information. In my deck, the cards that I absolutely do not mind getting rid of are Valentina, Legion, and Dr. Octopus. I am using those somewhat arbitrarily. Legion, I started with, got rid of, brought it back. Dr. Octopus has just been kind of working, and Valentina, I like having a lower curve. One thing that I had in recently and took out was Nick Fury. Now, part of that, going to how long I played this game, I have the special signed Christmas edition of Nick Fury, and I like showing that off.
What are the odds?
But also, can we not have Havoc one time? Not Havoc one time? Not Havoc one time? Not Havoc one time? Yes. It's the second best pull, probably.
Knowledge is power.
Okay, there's your Darkhawk. It's huge. Congratulations. Can I draw something to deal with that? Alright, Havoc. Well, do I even, like, maybe want to keep Havoc even? No. We'll do... Oh, no, actually... So, fun fact, with Kyera down, if I had a 1-drop, you can play it on Vormir. It survives, but triggers the Vormir. I don't have a 1-drop, so I think we just toss the Havoc. It seems unlikely I'm going to want to play that ever. Yeah. That is the best use of Havoc. The trash can. Get into the garbage. Alright, so... Couple thoughts here. I'm going to play Dr. Octopus this turn. And it seems unlikely that I have any shot of winning mid unless I draw one of my tech cards. So there's an argument to actually doing Dr. Octopus mid and extra clogging this up and hoping for one of those tech cards and winning that lane. But I like this. And I might come to really regret this. But we're going to play Dr. Octopus left. I don't have a ton of choices here. Is that Mr. Negative? So great. Mr. Negative, right to trash with Havoc. We're pulling 4 of his 5. Hopefully, is Jane Foster in there? Survey says that's good to hit. That's good to hit. Yeah, please don't be Jane Foster. Okay, okay.
I am Iron Man.
Okay, that worked out pretty well. That said, I have to beat him. My opponent has one card from that one negative card, and I can't win middle unless I draw one of my tech cards. Tragically, okay, I'm glad that my opponent retreated there. Playing Typhoid Mary, which is about what I have to do. It shrinks me to a tie on the left, and I have to be careful. Anyway, it worked out. It worked out. Juggernaut, separately, glad we're talking about this. I'm going to let you guys in on some secret intel. It is my view that Juggernaut is the single most underrated card in Marvel Snap. No one sees it coming, it wins games. I think that there is an argument to putting Juggernaut in this deck as the in a flex spot, because no one's going to see that coming. So I'm doing a Red Hulk middle. Do I want to do... Sauron kills my blob. I don't like doing that, so we are going to pass and chill. I like very much... I think that I'm likely going to be able to... Oh, we could do some Legion shenanigans. Has my opponent played Magic? Do they have Magic in their list? I don't know. But I think I'm going to be able to get priority here. And I think that I am going to be able to use Juggernaut on the last turn to close out the game. That said, yeah, isn't he great? You don't see him coming, and he's just devastating. There is an absolute argument to doing some Legion shenanigans here. The problem is, because I've already played the Red Hulk left, you need to stack all your power in the left lane. And try. I mean, I'm going to play Miss Marvel here. Maybe that's the play. I play Miss Marvel, which will move to Asteroid M, but I can just get cute with the what the hell am I saying? There's your Mr. Negative. The splitting of the costs of it all. That said, I feel like I have to play Thanos here, which does not allow Miss Marvel to trigger. I was not.
All systems go.
Jug last turn to prove he's the GOAT. Well, I was not counting on him playing Darkhawk on 5. So we could do this. And hope. This is the only line that has any shot of winning. We're maxed in. We're in it for the full 9 yards. Juggernaut does nothing because I'm already losing by such a large margin. So we're just calling it here. It's quite likely that I can't get over the top. They have, I don't know how many cards they have, but that said, we're in it. There's no retreating. We're in it for max. That's true. You know, I was not actively thinking about that, but that's completely true, that you have to be prepared for anything. Have they seen the Legion? I don't think so. I don't think so. And if I'm him, I'm not playing around Legion. I'm thinking about how my opponent, in this case me, would kill Darkhawk. Like, how can I win if they're doing Darkhawk stuff? Okay, well, that might just cook us no matter what. Like, a huge... That's exactly what my opponent needed to do. Like, I'm going to have more power on this lane, but they're just bigger over there. Yeah, there was no winning that, and that's okay. My opponent... I didn't consider doing Juggernaut on turn 5, and maybe I should have, because Darkhawk was not free on the last turn. With ever Mr. Negative, I assume it's going to be, they're just holding, and then they do Iron Man Mystique Explosion with no priority. Whether my opponent just didn't have that or was playing around that, it doesn't matter, but that's what I was attempting to work around. So, my opponent does not have a Mystique. Good to know. I'm reluctant to even mess around with Nidavellir too much, because Iron Man can solo that so bad. But we can't play around literally everything. Oh, this feels so bad, but I don't know if I have an alternative play here. I have so much protection for my 1 and 6 drops, you guys don't even know. So we did not play Mr. Negative on turn 4. That's cool. We like when that doesn't happen. Any zeros? No zeros. Ah, Mr. Negative on... Wait. He did play. I get confused with my Archimana. He did play Mr. Negative as soon as he could. I hate this world. Okay, well... Fortunately, Thena is protected from Shang-Chi, so we got that going for us. But, yeah, we don't like... I guess just giving him Hela... Do I want to do this? No, I kind of like this. Tragically not going to have priority.
Minions.
Oh, great. Jane Foster. Welcome to the party, post Mr. Negative. How will you cook me today? So it's never going to have... We're never going to be able to dump priority there, so that's a tragedy. That's a bit of a bummer. Alright, what are we doing here? I think we, no matter what we do a little Shang-Chi there. Question is, like, if I'm him, and I have myself a Iron Man, one of those is probably going to go middle. And if that is happening, how big, like, does this... So, just thinking about this. He would go to 13, and Iron Man would take him to 23, 43? Like, something like this? I think we do this and lose. It is upsetting how my opponent was able to do Mr. Negative on 4 and Jane Foster on 5. Whatever. Nothing in this world is fair. But we did win the last Gold Conquest, and we have been bullying our opponents, so it is totally fine. Oh my god, so many cards. Well, I don't like my chances right. Do I have a shot middle? Are the Iron Man or men here to party? Darkhawk, you're huge. That's gone. Any chance that they did not... Oh. Well, I was right that Hela attracted some inappropriate Shang-Chi. So, was there any way that I won that? I don't think so. I think that that's... Had I done... So just Shang-Chi and then, like, everything else right? Everything else left? No, it's... That was a lost game. You can't beat -4, Jane Foster 5. No matter how much... Binks could. Binks could do that. I like to, we like Mindscape. We like Mindscape. When I started playing Marvel Snap, I played pretty... Yeah, they are very good at managing prio. Like, my opponent's doing everything that they need to do. I mean, the primary thing that they need to do is get Mr. Negative down on 4 and Jane Foster 5. They're very good at that, and if you have to pick one, be good at that. But yeah, I have no notes for how my opponent is playing, other than I want them to draw wars. But anyway, when I started a Marvel Snap, I played a whole bunch, was very good, and then I started watching Binks kind of at the beginning of his Snap. Oh, Lady Deathstrike is a cool card. The beginning of his Snap journey a little bit, and this was before Binks ever hit Infinite. Like this was a big thing with Binks. Binks was vibes. Binks was a great hang. Get out of here, Foster. But Binks had never hit Infinite, and that was okay. Do I want to get crazy with it? This is tricky because I am about to. We're gonna swap hands. He could have all manner of scary, dangerous nonsense. I do not like Dr. Octopusing here. I think I just do a naked Deathstrike. And the next turn, like Moon Knight Wasp or something. Anyway, Binks had never hit Infinite. And I was cruising to Infinite all the time. Like, it was just routine for me. And I was getting matched against the best players in the world. And then, one day, okay, good to know that my opponent will have a Shang-Chi. Do I want to... Moon Knight might actually hurt me more than it hurts them. Hang on here. Let's think about this. We are absolutely not Dr. Octopusing. The question is, are we playing Shang-Chi or Moon Knight? I kind of like Moon Knight more. Mystique is gone. So the only card that they have is Shang-Chi. Whoa. I get to play 50-50. Or does that even matter? I think... It's nice of him to make me a nice big fat kitty pride. I have a couple options here. I think that this just wins. And certainly if he moves Darkhawk, he wins New York by 1,000,000 points. But he drew one card. He's got in his hand Shang-Chi. I mean, I guess if he plays that Shang-Chi and the one card... we do like this. Well, now that hang on now, he's got... This does look good, but the thing is, I think that I can afford to move a little bit New York and still guarantee a win. So, Darkhawk is dead if it stays here. And so I'm worried about a 10 power Athena plus stuff. It seems unlikely... I'm gonna stick here and move Wasp middle. That's what we're gonna do. And if I lose by 1 on the right, otherwise winning, I will feel very dumb. Now what is this big ass card he's playing left? Okay, we're good. Whoo!
Victory.
Good game. Good game. As I was kind of in the middle of an anecdote. When I started playing and started watching Binks, who had never hit Infinite, and his goal, and not because he wasn't good, he just was playing weird-ass decks for entertainment. That's what content creators do. I just had it in my head that I was a better player than him because I was hitting Infinite routinely, and I knew that, of course, I was able to play killer decks that were supposed to win. But I just, figured, yeah, this guy, he's more good vibes and a great hang. And I love watching him, but I'm the better player. And then it's just stopped being true. Like, Binks, he's become an incredible Snap player. And maybe he always was, but I think that he has gotten better over time. And now he, can go toe-to-toe with anyone on this fucking planet. And I really like watching him, but it feels bad with the internal knowledge that I believe I was better than him at the beginning of Binks' journey. And now he's so much better. And so... I say all of this because I can't beat negative on 4, Jane Foster on 5. Maybe Banks could. Question, why are the card backs for everyone generic card backs for the past few weeks? You know, your guess is as good as mine. And let me tell you guys this. I am a rational person, educated, learned, experienced. But I am not without my own crackpot conspiracy theories that I don't necessarily believe, but wouldn't be surprised if they're true. And not on this stream, but I streamed earlier today. I did an Infinite Conquest, and my first opponent, I believe, was a bot. And there aren't supposed to be bots in Conquest. I don't think Infinite Conquest, certainly. And unless my opponent was literally just doing random things, they were a bot, or a human playing a bot. And they did that thing on turn 5 when they're ahead in 2 lanes and they snap immediately. So I'm not saying, oh guys, put on your tinfoil hats, there's bots in Conquest and snap. But if my own anecdotal weirdness in my thing today, you guys can check out the video. My opponent's name was, I can actually look it up now. It's possible that there's more going on, and there are like bots among us in ways that we're not anticipating. So my opponent's name was Lazy Wolf. And I'm not calling them out. Maybe they're human. I believe it was Lazy Wolf. There might have been a capital W, I don't know. But they played like a bot did. And it was Infinite Conquest, and I was very confused. So let's take a moment here. My opponent, playing Arisham. Yeah, and again, it's Infinite Conquest, and I'm just one data point. And it could have just been somebody who's drunk, or they let their kid play. There's any number of excuses there for why that happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was bots in Conquest. And if it's later revealed that there are bots in Conquest, I can point back to be like, it was Lazy Wolf, I saw it! Now I can do... I think we're just going to grip and rip the Living Tribunal, folks. This is not the most advised thing. I think they should show up in matchmaking takes too long. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Such is my
I don't know. I embarrassingly lost a 4-cuber to them in the middle. I did beat them eventually, I'm happy to report. But probably I will clip it. It's very, very funny. The I guess is it octopus time? I think it's octopus time, folks. What does that mean? What does my opponent's snap there mean? Are they on Dr. Octopus thing? Is that what this means? Is Dr. Octopus about to come down on my... I'm playing for 2. That's fine. What is worse, beating a bot or a low conquest or low collection level player conquest? Well, I like okay, what do we pull? Those are some big-ish boys. I don't mind beating up on a bot. I mind very much getting beat up on by a bot. I mean, there's different kinds of bots, right? Like, certainly there are bots in Marvel Snap. They're just in ranked, presumably pre-infinite. And there's certain bots that are, I'm sacrificing 3 power here. 1 power per lane by playing Blob middle, but I'm also protecting it. So I think that this is okay to do.
I still believe in heroes.
Spent over 1. I have heard that if it takes forever, you are well advised to just quit and come back. Like, it's something, a bug has happened, something has gone wrong. Well, this is awkward. I can do something like this. I'm very upset if they Enchantress my, like... Do I want to just play it safe if they Enchantress my Living Tribunal? Am I worried about a blob? What's happening here? Am I afraid? Playing Tribunal cooked my brain a little bit here. I mean, there's a lot of cards that beat me. But this is too much fun. That said, the supposed bot that I played in Infinite Conquest earlier today, it was the first match, and I don't think I was in the matchmaking queue very long. I think it was pretty quick. And if that's true, I have no idea why it happened. It also, and I'll have to look back at the video, there's a bot detection mechanism that not many people talk about, but it's the speed at which they load in the game. Bots load into the game at a different kind of vibe than normal humans. And I feel like they may be, but that said, some humans load that fast and it's not a completely reliable indicator, but it is something. Eventually gave me an off snap. We have encountered error. Yeah, the worst part, and this has happened to me, and I feel so bad for the folks out there that it's happened to as well. You're in a queue and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you close the app and or restart or whatever, only to discover that you. That's a pretty cool card to get. It's a cool card to get, but I'm about to toss it back in my deck. I think I just play the Loki for power here, as well as putting Loki cards back in my deck. Yeah, I have lost Infinity tickets, like waiting for a queue and then just coming and like re-closing and re-coming back. Only, okay, so the Rogue, Dr. Octopus, Shang-Chi, Nick Fury. It feels so bad when you, like, the ticket was gone. I came back from the game. Ooh, this feels pretty good. So what I would love to do is Dr. Octopus left and win that lane. This is maybe a little aspirational. And then be able to blob mid for 1,000,000 points. I think we're going to do this. And I don't think this is worth snapping. And I guess I'm only pulling 3 cards. 3 rando cards. Darkhawk, great. Loki, well, he's Lokiing 0 cards, so that's cool. Well, here I come. My opponent has no cards. But his Darkhawk is about to shrink. And my blob is about to get real big. This really comes down to a top decking situation. I didn't need as many as I would have liked. Would have liked more eats. So I cannot play Loki here, because then I can't get over to Morag. Do I snap here? I'm snapping.
Oh, snap.
If you drew a card to deal with this, Godspeed to you, Nullified. But I feel ahead. I'm semi-bluffing, Nullified. You've caught me. You shouldn't believe me, but you could kind of believe me. That said, this is next level. If he does, you don't believe me, waits a while, then snaps back because he drew the answer. Yeah, I don't know. Nullified is onto us, or he drew perfectly, and he's not onto us so much as playing a great psychological game. Either way, I respect it. Yeah.
Victory.
This is so much fun. Once again, and I've done this about every 5 minutes, feels like. I'm going to do it again. You guys are the best! Thank you for hanging out! This is so much freaking fun! I'm really, really enjoying, we'll say, an audience of this caliber, both in terms of size, engagement, and obvious skill. Now, we've got Omega Red lets us get over there. I don't think either of us naturally have a way to get to Death's Domain, generally. But Omega Red lets us get over there. Separately, we were talking about this. Oh, Baxter Building lets us get over there, too. Whether Valentina is a good inclusion in the old Arisham list. And Red Hulk, excuse me, is a pretty great pull. Can we get the... What I was about to ask for was bar with Monet one time on the left. Tragically, no. So I'm putting armor middle because I think I can put a big card there and Enchantress, protect it with armor and Enchantress if I need to. This is maybe a snap. I'll do this. I'm snap. The tragedy here is I'm probably not going to be able to lose priority unless they do Darkhawk. They're comfortable enough doing Darkhawk on 5. We'll see. There's a lot of lines here. Okay, so my opponent no longer has Darkhawk. Because I don't have Darkhawk, and therefore my opponent doesn't have Darkhawk. My opponent could have a Shang-Chi, but let's go ahead and turn that off for him. Yeah, 20. The other thing is with Conquest in Proving Grounds, I think Silver and Gold, I'm pretty sure. It takes. There's matchmaking with collection. Uh-oh, I don't love that. Oh, please don't sentry. Oh, well, now we're cooking with gas. What is even happening? Well, I'm pretty confused and lost. I can do an Adam Warlock. I can completely throw right. I don't love that. I think I simply have to Adam Warlock. I mean, this gives me a better chance at a draw, but I think I kind of maybe just want the power. Or honestly, I don't want the priority, maybe? Is that kind of the situation here? And, like, this is the correct move? I'm doing Adam Warlock here. Because I think he's going to play a card left. And I want him to have priority, and I think this gives him priority. That said, I guess just maybe a, well, like this doesn't even cover table stakes, as it were. If I'm him, I probably want to play enough power mid. He's got 7 cards in his hand. I don't like this. I think I'm comfortable retreating. There is almost certainly a line that allows me to win. Some combination of a predictive Shang-Chi and Killmonger, probably. But there's so many permutations of 7 cards that beats me in a way that I am just very comfortable getting the hell out of there. Okay. I do love Daredevil, but I think that this is correct. Don't love my hand. I love my hand suddenly. Are 3 Baxter buildings like 3 Nexus? I think it actually might be a little bit in reverse. You want to win the last one eventually, but it is like that. The first one is evaluated and then resolves, and then the second one is evaluated and resolves, and then the third one is evaluated and resolves. What I don't know is like the quote-unquote proper. I'm snapping. Sorry, my phone. I don't know the proper way. Certainly in that position, it's pretty late for me to navigate all that. But I can see a world in which it is solvable. Okay, my opponent just gets out of there.
Victory!
All right, great. Perfect hit. Quicksilver, Blob, basically the same thing. My opponent, nullified. If you're listening, snap right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press the undo end turn, and then the retreat now button. Moving right along.
Escaped.
Cool. I'm snapping. There's a little bit of an... I've been talking about Darkhawk asymmetry all day. I do not have Darkhawk Mystique in my list, and it's an incredible anti-Arishem card. My opponent does. So when I Loki, I get the juicy tech. When he Lokis, he does not. He gets some of the juicy tech. I don't like Lokiing for only 3 cards, but we gotta build up Kiln here, and I can always get a re-Loki opportunity. Most of my opponent's cards are actually pretty good hits. You like to see Domino. Alright, we are re-Lokiing. Oh god, this is very good. I'll snap again. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh, yeah, it's kind of this, yeah, I fortunately enough, as it were, you're not going to encounter permanent Baxter building back and forth, but I think the fundamental principle is the same. I don't bother thinking about it. I just let it fly and hope for the best. I think probably the right move is broadly to give left more priority than right, but who knows. All right, so I've got pretty inexpensive cards here. I kind of like this. What are we doing here? Unfortunately, my opponent can afford to, and I have priority. This is a bummer. If my opponent plays their own native Darkhawk, I'm cooked. But I do like doing, maybe this. I actually get, I think this is quote-unquote free. No, we don't want to clear out his business. The thing is, I am getting so many cards. We are going to play the Shang-Chi out. There's an argument to not doing the Shang-Chi that I just did. But I'm going to get so many hands, or so many cards in my re-Loki thing. Okay, Doctor Doom. Moon Knight, don't care about that. What does he lose? Okay, we don't love losing Quinjet, but we do love
Squad still
basically being able to win right no matter what. Okay, well, I feel pretty comfortable here. I
still believe in heroes.
I have some big friggin' cards, and I can't see him winning. Yeah, I think we have this. How? The question is, how do I win? I have so many choices to win here. Do I Darkhawk into some Mystiques? Do I Blob? I think maybe making a big Blob sounds pretty good. Maybe a couple of Blobs. I can't. I mean, I guess I could rope-a-dope my opponent. I don't see. I think we call it good here. Oh my god! I didn't see that. Holy crap! I was wrong. I didn't see Magneto at all. That's a Nick Fury Magneto. I mean, wow, yeah, he got me. I don't know if I would have been able to see that, though. I certainly had the mana to play something big left. It wouldn't have occurred to me. Yeah, we'll treat there. Woo! That was a well-played, lucky, but also well-played. It's hard to feel bad because I totally could have stopped that. I just had an embarrassment of riches. Didn't see Magneto. That's the power of Magneto, by the way. I am not running Magneto in my list. I believe Banks is. And there's a real argument to doing so. I like keeping my curve increasingly down. When I started Arishem and figuring it out, I had so many 6-drops. I had Wave in there. It was all kinds of stuff. And I... is there an argument to play Ebony Maw? Probably not. And I took Magneto out, but I think there's a real argument to having Magneto in the deck. Well, that's good to know. We can do some Legion shenanigans with Hala if we really want to. Okay. This is maybe dumb. This is maybe very dumb. But we're doing it anyway.
Squad still a little light.
All right, you guys ready for extra fun? Loki, come on over. Hang out in the Space Throne. Turn. Camelot, thank you for hanging out. It was not easy. It was actually kind of hard. But we had a good time while we were doing it. We are going to be clipping that, sending that to those shows for daily highlight reels.
Victory!
What a wonderful thing to give the audience here. I'm so glad you guys were here for that. Enchantress is a pretty cool card to have. Well, we're sending them back anyway. I guess we want. Yeah, this is correct. We're fine doing this. If Iron Man wants to hang out, I'll let him. Please. We don't want the 2 4-grosses to go away. Yes, alright, cool. Cool. Now we have to be aware that my opponent has shown that he has Rogue. And so what I'm going to do is play Iron Man alongside the Quinjet in hopes that if he does Rogue, it has a little defense.
I am Iron Man.
That's it if my opponent has Shang-Chi.
They dig up this time.
We're in a little bit of trouble on the left there. Picking my own Shang-Chi. Got my own Rogue. Alright, this is okay. Most mana efficient thing to do is to play Shang-Chi left, but that really that closes everything down, and then where do I go from there? Punisher, you say? Well, I think maybe Stegron sends his regards. I'd love to hang on to the rogue, but I need to... Wait, stake run goes right? Yeah. What's it gonna be? Nullified? Surely it can't beat Stegron. Get over there. Ah, well, hopefully Shang-Chi sends his regards. He doesn't! That's a good hit. I mean, I'm actually in a pretty commanding position. Let's do a little of that. A little of this. A little of that. You know, now that I think about it, let's undo this a little bit. Shang-Chi does take a lot of power off the board, but assuming he doesn't steal the Iron Man, I think this is more power, right? That's 18 power versus this being 13 power. I think that that's just the correct play. And if he has the ability... Yeah. I think that this is correct. This is a fun game. I am having a good time with Nullified. If anyone knows who he is, or they, excuse me, who they are, send my regards. This is pretty awesome. I want to win. I hope they don't beat me. But even if they do, cool dude. Or dudette. Or the non-binary version of dude, which I guess is dude? I don't know. Yeah. Coulson rules. I love Agent Coulson. Hell yeah. And I am yeah, the split too, right? I had friends over and I told them, hey, like, I didn't have this variant. I wanted this variant. I was telling them, like, when the shop reset, I want this variant. Like, I was explaining it. They're like, I don't care. And then it was there, and I bought it, and I spent, did not take a ton of splits, and we got this. And, yeah, thank you for noticing. I'm particularly proud of it. This is it. This is for all the marbles, and Coulson is here. I think we do a little of this. I'm in a broadly pretty good spot. Hopefully we don't have any terrible Quicksilver forfeiting game locations in the middle. No space throne. Oh. It's okay. We like Project Pegasus. A little of that, maybe. The variant rules, and I think that depending on how much of an Arishem or Loki gamer that you are, you should consider investing additional resources into him to make him a sweep. So single card, Magneto, eh? And we'll pull nothing. Bar with no name. Really glad that that didn't come around. Does my opponent have Legion? He looks over. My opponent has not shown Legion, I don't think. But that's a card to be aware of. I actually don't know if putting a third card on the board like I just did is even appropriate. We've only got a couple of turns left, and we're going to fill up here pretty good. Is Gladiator appropriate? I think we Gladiator here. No! We don't like that. one of these. That might be the game, folks. That might be the... And he's drawn off of the... Yeah, that might have cooked us. Well, to be fair, Dr. Octopus did pull the best card that Dr. Octopus could have pulled. So that's cool. So we're just ending turn and hoping that... yeah, I mean, there's 6 drops that I can draw to win this, but my opponent is in a very good position. My Gladiator cooked me a little bit there. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win on points. What I would love is to draw a little card called Legion. Legion! One time? No. But if my opponent wants to, I will let them play their own Darkhawk left. I think I just lose on points, though, even if that is what happens. Legion would have been sick, though. Could you imagine the clips? The YouTube clips? I don't have a YouTube channel. I think this might be the end of our run, ladies and gentlemen. I think even if they play Mystique left, which like that exposes them in a way that they probably shouldn't. Like they're worried about right now if I have Legion. But I mean, if they play a Blob left, my Rogue can get big enough. I don't know. I'm likely cooked, but we did what we could. Just needed to Gladiator better. We're not getting this position in the first place. Hard to be too mad. Nullified seems like a pretty cool opponent. I'll even give him one of these. Yeah, that's what they needed to do. A giant Mystique middle that I can't compete on points. Oh well. Couldn't draw the Legion. The old casual 1 out of 16. That would have been pretty cool. You know, that said, they had Darkhawk and Mystique. I don't know if I was going to be able to beat that. I would have needed to do some creative priority stuff. Anyway, good game. Good game. All right, folks. We're calling it there. I have a splitting headache. We have been doing this now for a little over 3 hours on the stream. You are all the greatest. So, if you... Yeah, Gladiator did us dirty. But, you know, we're Arisham gamers. We throw our RNG to the winds and hope for the best. Sometimes it comes in our favor. Sometimes it doesn't. That time it didn't work out. And when it doesn't happen, we like that it didn't happen with an opponent that seemed pretty cool. Nullified seemed pretty cool. So, a couple things. One, if you're continuing to hang out, give me that follow. I am shameless of this. Follow and turn on notifications. I am going to be streaming most every day. Today I actually streamed twice. And I would love to do this more. My name is Nate the Great Martin. What I am going to do now is attempt to raid a channel. I've never done this before. I think we're going to give Raven. It's Raven? We're going to Raven. We're going to Raven, guys. This was so much fun. You take it easy, guys. I really hope to see you next time. And, yeah, this is great. This was great.
Hey, there it is, Nate. Thanks a lot for the raid. How's it going? How was your stream? How did it go? Are we all good? Wait, what? Binks traded me paying for. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Binks is a good guy. Hope your games went well. Good old Iron Man helping us out.